So I know what I'm doing in this video right now. I'm not even in my car right now because I can't stand the sight of being in my car. So I'm doing the video here. Right now, gas prices, as you guys already know, is extremely out of this world. Where I live is $7 a gallon. It's crazy to think that at one point in time, you could take a certain amount of money and it could stretch. You can go from one part of town to the next part of town and not really even blink an eye. You really wouldn't even think about it. It was never even really a thought. But now, fast forward to 2026, that's all you really think about, right? And that's just to add on to the bills that you got, you know, utilities, insurance, rent, mortgage, all of those ridiculous man-made situations that you got to consistently keep in mind. As soon as you get paid, you know, everything goes to those specific areas. But now you got to factor in gas. Like, gas is its own utility now. And I'm not talking about your gas at home. I'm talking about your gas in your car. That's a whole different bill. That's a whole different bill. That's why I said I can't even do this video in the car. I don't even want to look at my car right now. That's how bad it is. And the crazy part about it is that I don't have a high performance vehicle. My wife has a vehicle. Her vehicle is 6-cylinder. I have a vehicle. My vehicle is 4-cylinder, right? So economically, you know, it's not as crazy as other situations. That's where it comes in. Like, if you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, man, you're gonna find yourself living on the streets, because in 2026, that's not even feasible. Just look at all the rappers and actors and everybody that was putting on this flex. Like, you know, they had everything. You know, the cars, the clothes, the hoes, everything that you could think of. They was always putting that in everybody's face. So if you was watching it, whether it had been via TV or it had been, you know, via your phone, you know, everybody in that specific world was winning. So you had to you know, get the best car. You had to, you know, have the best jewelry, and then when you look at their situation now, where are they? Where are all of these flexing folks at now? They ain't nowhere to be found, because when you try to keep up with the Joneses, when you try to, you know, put on this image, it catches up to you. And in a specific country like this, where it's out of control, you get exposed. And I just feel bad, man. I hope that's not the case. You know, I hope that's, you know, whoever is watching, that you're not doing that. And at this specific time, you will cooperate and at some point get rid of the foreign vehicles. You don't need them. That's not your name on there. That's their name on there. At some point, you may need to get rid of the high performance vehicles, the V8s. You know, the ones with the strong engine. Every time you you know, you get in your car, you hear somebody just smashing down the street. Every time you hear that sound, every time they hear that sound, I know they sick. Because as soon as you turn on, you push that button on that high performance vehicle, that's a signal. Damn, I need to get some motherfucking gas right now. That's a signal. And as we continue to move into the newer year, 2027, when that year comes about, you're gonna see less and less of these high performance vehicles. You're gonna see if you probably go into the sales reports, you're gonna probably see a decline in numbers because this shit is not feasible. We're talking $7 a gallon. I used to be able to put a dub in a vehicle, and I can go from here, and then some people know what I'm talking about. If you understand, Southern California, I can go from LA to like Riverside off of like $20 at one point in time. That same $20 now, it'll get you from one gas station maybe to the other part of town to another gas station. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and people are like I said, they're budgeting. They're trying to find a way to open up a new bill, for gas itself. Like I said, I'm doing this video in here, man. I don't even want to see my car right now. Every time I go to the gas station, I get out. When I get out, I go, do my thing. Some of you guys can relate. And I know some of you guys probably ain't gonna, agree because you don't wanna keep it real. You gotta, keep up with the Joneses. You gotta flex a little bit. But man, yeah, let me get $20 on number 7, right? And then now, think about the dudes with the high performance vehicles, the V8s, the massive trucks. Gotta have a big truck, 5'6". You're 5'6". I gotta have a big truck. You know what I'm saying? Gotta get down here. They gotta get down here. They just drop all the way down here after they get up out the truck. Gotta have a big truck. But going into the gas station, talking to the cashier, man, nowadays is like, hey, yo, let me get 10 bands on number 7. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy, something ridiculous. And now it's like I said, it's at the point in time where more and more people are starting to come into realization that this place is not going to be what it once was. Because like I said, as I can recall, a dub, $20 could get you from one part of town to the next. And if I'm talking about California, then in like other states within the country, I know it could carry them. So we having a meltdown here. We having a meltdown here, and it's really driving people insane. Like like I said, you can't have a specific road trip, or you can't just up and go whenever you want. You have to structure a plan. Like you have to be real strategic. You got to map out this day. You got to map out Monday. You got to map out Wednesday. So if you put gas in on Thursday, you got to map it out and make sure it can cover you from Thursday to Friday to Saturday, all the way to Sunday, because you're gonna have to come back and get some gas off on Monday. It's like, what the fuck is we doing? What are we doing? Like you can't even live your life because you gotta figure out how you gonna map your day because of fucking gas. Really? I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just at the point, man, like I keep saying, like it's at the point of no return. And most of you guys, will probably say, well, man, you talking about gas. Why don't you just get you an electric vehicle? There's plenty of electric vehicles. And my reply to you is that I don't fucking like Elon Musk. So I don't fuck with Teslas. And even if I had to switch to another provider, another car provider, I just think that if you invest into electric vehicles, you also got to keep in mind that if a battery fails in a car vehicle, you damn near lost your car. So it's like, what pick your poison type of shit? So I'm not gonna even get into all of that. You know what I'm saying? So what you paying for gas? Like the average person is probably gonna be putting, if they have a long commute, you know, going back and forth from work, which is the typical status of the average person, you're probably gonna be spending anywhere upwards to maybe $500 to $600 a month, maybe more. That could be like minimum. It really depends on your day to day. It's a whole different echelon of spending. The issue that lies there, man, is that imagine that extra $500 to $600 a month that you spend on gas, something that just keeps evaporating, that you could put towards going and getting a passport and setting up a destination spot for you, your significant other, or your family. Imagine you being able to put that money there. But the issue that lies with the United States is that they put, like I said, they put all of these man-made expenses together, and then you find yourself, you know, trying to pay this bill, trying to pay that bill, trying to pay this gas bill, trying to pay this light bill, trying to pay car insurance, and you completely take your mind off of the fact that all of this additional money, I could be using this to get out the country and go and see this big ass world. But they keep your ass so confined mentally that you just can't think clear enough to be able to do so. I mean, not to mention you gotta work every fucking day. Man, the creator forbid you gotta, you know, do 9 to 10 hours every single day, and then after you're done with that, you gotta go and, you know, hop in DoorDash and Uber Eats, and you gotta do that shit too. It's nasty work, man. That little money should be able to take care of your gas. That should be the lowest expense that you have. Because everybody needs the damn gas, but they don't need it to the point where they gotta kill themselves in order to be able to pay for it. And the more we gotta keep, you know, depending on this government here, and they're not worried about you because they need to be at war. They need to be fighting other countries. They're not worried about this country. They don't worry about, you know, your gas being $7 a gallon, because if they did, they wouldn't fucking be there. Because what they fail to realize is that the motherfuckers is gonna fight back. Nobody's gonna get bullied by this country. That bullying shit, that bullying days, they're over with, because technology has spanned and it has grown through all these different countries, and they realize they're just as capable of doing things as we are. So that whole bullying shit is coming to a close. So you're over there, you're having people lose their lives. You know, a jet fighter went down. Like, these people are losing their lives for what? It's crazy, man. It's crazy work, man. But you guys stay locked in. Stay locked in. Keep yourself very aware of what's going on, because, like I said, it's just gonna continue. But with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys checking out this video. My name is St. Nicholas Brand, and until next time, peace.